Hello. Should finish this today, maybe, possibly, probably. Did that not? Ah, no. That. Again. I have to reselect that window every time though. Oh well. Before I get started, there's one tiny little test I need to do. Check if I do have the chats going to each other. Twitch. Ah. Oh shit. That's annoying. And it worked, unfortunately. And it did what I thought it would, unfortunately. Okay. I will have to look up and see if there is some way I can get it not to fucking bounce back and forth like a goddamn fucking thing. Still, on the plus side, at least I know that the freaking chats talk to each other now. That's good. It's progress to getting this thing fucking working the way I want it to. But for now, on with the game. Yeah, for a second there I thought it worked perfectly. Oh well. How about that? A little help from little old me, and y'all made a great leap closer to solving the case. Closer, sure, but if by closer you mean we wound up going after the completely wrong kidnap victim. You must have barely looked at the photo at all. Oh, really? You thought I'd given y'all the tip of the century. My bad. Not your fault. It's ours for putting our trust in unreliable sources. We'll just have to learn not to do that again. Hey, that ain't nice. Don't gotta give y'all no tips at all, you know. I won't. Not if you're gonna be like that. Fine. Just this one. Only because I got a real scoop for y'all this time. A real scoop, huh? This should be good. Fine. I'm not expecting much, but you've got my attention. What is this scoop of yours? Proof, that's what. Proof that Tyrannosaurus really is real. Alright. Okay, we're leaving. Wait! I ain't lying, I swear. Sure, it's hard to believe, but it's true. We don't have time for this, but we also don't have much else to go on, I suppose. Proof? What kind of proof? Did you capture something on your tape recorder, perhaps? Oh, you're good, Ruffles. Sharper than a gosh darn tack. Bleh, bleh, bleh. Sharper than a gosh darn tack. I captured the sound of that big old beastie breathing fire is what I captured.
I was hoping for something a little better than that.
Hey, don't make that face, dang it. I ain't lying. Listen for yourselves and tell me it ain't true. Right, ready? Fire breathing time, dagnammit. There. Well, kinda hard to tell over the shouting, but it could have been something breathing fire, maybe.
And tell me, Miss Lloyd, did you see this fire breathing something with your own eyes?
Well, not exactly my eyes as such. Being as how I wasn't precisely close by when it happened.
Surely the real Tyrannosaurus would be pretty hard to miss no matter how far away you were standing.
Well, see, I was far away, but also recording via what you might call non-standard means.
Would you mind explaining what you mean by that?
Really dug myself a hole here. See, I could have rigged up a little wireless intercept, hoping to do a little scoop detecting. That's so sad. Poor insect.
Not an insect, Kay, an intercept. She was listening out for radio signals. It would have allowed her to listen in on any nearby transmissions.
Me and the chief have been down here at the big building, sniffing around these last couple of days.
Looking into Miss Hart's tip about the underground auction, I assume. Which would mean that you've been listening in on all the radio signals in the area too.
Sure I have, which is how I wound up hearing the most thunderous ear-splitting noise you ever did hear. Pounding of feet, electricity in the air. This was it, Tyrannosaurus at last. You made up everything except the roaring sound, didn't you?
The long and short of it is that you didn't actually see anything, correct?
I don't need to see anything. I'm a righty here. Anyhow, I kept listening till down the line comes your pal there's voice, hollering fit to beat the band. Eavesdropping coward, why don't you come out and show yourself?
What was that sound? Our apologies for that. I'm sure Kay didn't mean to bowl you over with her little outburst. I assume it was as shocking as it was because you didn't hear it directly. It came through your headphones while you were listening to the signal from the bug, didn't it?
What? Are you saying she planted it? Hey, come on now. Ain't into no bugging, just a little light-hearted intercepting is all.
Would you mind if we borrowed the tape of what you recorded, Miss Lloyd?
Do what you dang well, please. Which one is it? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Saint, Miss Berry.
How's the search going? Did you find him? Not yet. Oh, Sean. Sean? Oh, nothing. Just a slip of the tongue.
I guess they still don't know about the kidnapping. We did manage to find Eustace, yes.
You did? That's great. So much. Well, maybe they won't arrest me again.
Okay, Gumshoe. Mr. Powers, can I ask you a somewhat impertinent question? Oh, sure. What is it? Are they planning on making any more still samurai? Sorry. Does this have something to do with your case? No, I was simply asking out of interest. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but they don't let us talk about this stuff with just anybody. I'm sorry to have put you on the spot. I knew it was a long shot. Oh well. They didn't say they weren't planning on making anything new. Interesting. Damn it, Edgeworth. There's an array of filming equipment here.
It's practically screaming still, me just sitting there on the ground like that, huh?
Okay.
I know. It's just... See, now I want to say it. It's still good with Studio's gear, they'd never be able to make another Steel Samurai show again. And where would that leave you and all the other fans, huh?
That's not why I stopped you, but it's also a good point. How are things looking here, officer? All good? Yes, sir. Very good indeed. Haven't just been keeping my eyes and ears peeled, but my nose, tongue, and fingers too. There's a whole new kind of guard duty. I must say I'm really relishing the challenge it presents. No offense, but would you mind concentrating on more traditional methods? Well, if it ain't my two newest pals. More trouble? Hop in. Thank you, but you don't need to go anywhere right now. You don't gonna say nothing, buddy. You can see it written all over your face. Gonna go make a fresh start, am I right? New town, new house, new everything. Cops on your tail, wise guys even. Doesn't matter. Rip it all up and start again. Come on, hop in. Your new life starts right here. Just be sure to tip generously now. Starting to wonder why we weren't more suspicious of him the first time.
Me and all my friends went out looking. Did you beat us to it? No fair.
Our friends. I guess she means the animals. Today is the first public performance of your new show, correct?
Yep, it sure is. You practiced so hard for this one.
So Mr. Saint will be performing too.
Of course. He practiced harder than anybody, even if he did spend the whole time saying no, 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 no. He even went up in the balloon to spread the word from the sky. So you have to come and see him perform, okay? It will mean so much to him.
Of course. Assuming we can solve this case before then. Did you say that you enlisted the help of the animals in your search?
Yep. And if it had been Azea and Regent, we might have found something. But Simeon, the big scaredy cat, was all no, 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 and put a stop to that. So boring.
If it weren't for Mr. Saint, the whole town would probably be in an uproar right now.
Come on, Simeon, why would you do that? Setting the whole circus loose on the city would have been super fun. I'm sorry. To you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing to me? I'm the one person who didn't say anything.
You're amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you find Prosecutor? He did magic, that's how.
It was pure luck actually, but never mind.
You didn't even need our help, huh? That's not true. Thanks so much for joining in the search. Where did you look, by the way? Oh, this place a little way away called Sunshine Coliseum. Do you know it?
Sunshine Coliseum. That's over by the harbour.
There were a whole bunch of people there for a big event. We thought it might be worth a look. You mean like a festival? That sounds fun. Wish I could have gone and checked it out. Oh yeah, it was super fun. There were food stands and fireworks. Simeon didn't like the crowds much, but... Hey, you don't have to tell them that. Alright, it's decided. When this case is finally over, we're all going to the festival together.
That one the bang was on the frigging cool. Anyway,
kind of lucky you found Prosecutor Winner so quickly.
Lucky? In what way?
We have to go practice soon for the show. We wouldn't have been able to help for much longer anyway.
I see. I'm sorry to have kept you from your duties at the circus.
Oh no, it's nothing to worry about really. We're glad to help. Do anything if it helps make sure they don't arrest me again. You really helped me out by finding him. So relieved. Of course, just because they found him, that doesn't mean they'll find Warden the Guard guilty. What? You mean they might still throw me back in jail? No. I can't go back. I can't.
Come on, Kay. Do you really have to torment the poor boy?
Stop, Gummy. Why are you running away from us?
Detective Gumshoe? When you gave up your badge, sir, I didn't know what to do with myself. You can stay right where you are, Detective. So I thought, if you weren't going to be a prosecutor anymore, maybe I shouldn't be a detective either. But I was wrong. Even if you're not around, I'll always be a detective. My job will always be to investigate crimes. Us detectives don't just investigate when prosecutors ask us to. We have to be able to look into stuff ourselves too.
That what you were doing just now?
And back then too.
You should thank your former subordinate for what I'm about to share. In his desperation to help Kay Faraday, he gave me a valuable piece of information.
Detective Gumshoe did that. So, Rosie Ringer's autopsy report. Well, when I went down to the detention center to see how Kay was doing, when you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth. You make it little by little. Kay Faraday, murderer. That's the truth. The truth I created. Yes, my boy. That's what I like to see. You overheard that? Yeah, so I went back and looked over the evidence, dug out a little something I thought might help.
No way, Gummy, you're the best. I'd be in prison right now if it wasn't for you.
My pleasure, kid. Good to see you got your memory back, by the way.
Thanks.
So anyway, like I said, I'm investigating stuff for myself these days, and that's that.
Wait, Gummy, don't run off again. We get it. You can look into stuff for yourself now. That's great. And it helped me right when I needed it most.
But right now, we need you to work with us. I'm no longer a prosecutor, or indeed in anything, but we're investigating a case regardless. And I ask you this not as a prosecutor, but as a friend. Detective Gumshoe, will you help us? Oh, stop it, sir. Killing me here.
Come on, Gummy. Alright, I'll do it. Just stop bowing and being nice to me, okay? It's weird. Gummy!
Thank you, Detective. So, what do you need? Can you tell us what you've discovered in the course of your investigations, Detective? Yes, sir. Sure I can. Right, so I've got 3 big things to tell you. Here goes. Number 1, I've got some results for you from when forensics looked into Kay's... I've got some results for you from when forensics looked at Kay's clothes. They found traces of what looked to be a powerful sedative. Brand was, 3 Z's. I guess that's what she was drugged with at the Gourd Lake, before she was taken to the roof of the big building. Sure seems that way. But now for number 2. I got hold of all the footage from that security camera in front of the big building elevator. The camera that captured President Wang and Judge Carroll that night. The elevator is usually the only way of getting up onto the roof, correct? And therefore anyone using it should have been caught on camera. That's right. So winding the tape back to 2 nights ago, we should have been able to see Kay being carried in up there while she was out cold.
And did you spot me, Gummy?
I watched it all on fast forward, everything from 2 days ago till the end. Yes, and? Nothing. No sign of Kay anywhere. I thought it was too good to be true. So how did the kidnapper get her up there? I think we'll need to look into that a little more in a little more detail. And the last item on your list? Yes, sir. This is the big one. The third thing I have to tell you is, it's great to be working with you again. I hope you catch this purpose. It's the last thing I do. And that about wraps it up. I've put you through a lot, Detective, but that doesn't mean I can start going easy on you. That's the big one, as you put it. Doesn't even have anything to do with the case. I would have preferred something of practical use. Oof, no mercy, huh? Guess I shouldn't have expected any less. Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. A boy has been kidnapped. We need your help to find him. Kidnapped? Yes, his name is Sean Fenn. Oh wait, the kid with the horns? You know him? I saw him earlier today. You mean this morning? Yeah, he got off that bus over there and then he walked off toward the garbage disposal area.
Where's that?
Oh, just over there. It's where all the officers in the big building put their trash before it gets taken away. Where he went after that I couldn't tell you. Actually right around then. I think we better take a closer look at this garbage disposal area. Can I get the recording? Bug. Good one, Mr. Edgeworth, I think. You weren't showing me that for a reason, were you? Wouldn't know the first thing about it. And yet that doesn't seem to bother you at all. Eh.
So, Sean walked off in this direction, huh?
It would seem so, yes. Perhaps I'll find some clues here as to his current whereabouts. Oh, there's milk. This milk carton.
That's the same brand Sean drinks.
Something happened to him here. I'm almost certain of it. Trash is collected at 11 AM. I guess that's why the enclosure is empty. There was a ton of stuff here earlier. Big stuff too.
They must be the day they take the big stuff away.
Yeah, sure looked that way.
Bet that big squishier machine squished it all up good anyhow.
They don't do that with the larger items. They take them away as they are. Oh, they do, huh? How do you even know that, sir?
Wait, Mr. Fender's pretty keen for you to join him, right? I'll bet he sent you some kind of pamphlet on how to throw your stuff away when you move office.
You're spookily insightful sometimes, Kay, but only sometimes. Based on what we've seen and what Detective Gumshoe told us, I think there's a strong possibility that Sean was abducted from the garbage disposal area.
Yeah, it's kind of out of the way of prying eyes, huh? But why would Sean even come here in the first place?
I imagine he must have had something to dispose of.
The truck's already come and gone. Guess we'll never know what that something was now. They keep it locked up tight, huh?
I guess they don't want non-residents disposing of their trash here.
It's totally empty.
Yes, because the garbage was just collected.
You think, or did somebody steal it all? You smell a crime here, Mr. Edgeworth.
It certainly smells something as well. But is it really the scent of a crime? Mr. Saint, you mentioned fireworks before.
Fireworks?
Yes, at the event at the Colosseum where they were setting them off during daylight hours.
Oh yeah. Went on... Oh yeah, a bunch went off while we were there. What are you thinking, Mr. Edgeworth?
A loud bang we heard. What if that was a firework?
Huh?
Don't think for 1 second you'll get away with this.
Oh, don't worry. I'm counting on you at least trying to track me down. That'll be half the fun.
Not that I rate your chances of bringing me to justice particularly highly. Bang. For the bang to be clearly audible over the telephone, it must have been pretty loud.
Which means fireworks. Which means the Colosseum. So the kidnapper was near there, right? But how near? The fireworks were that loud, you could probably hear them from pretty far away.
Yes, the area we'd need to search would be too broad to even consider doing it ourselves. But if the police were to lend a hand... Eh.
Why would I even...
This is a side bus. Yeah, they use it for moving cast and crew around. Already heard all this.
Nothing more to be found there.
Figures. Only 2 vehicles came through here this morning, the taxi and a blue truck.
And Eustace was taken away in the taxi.
Right, well it seems that Sean was likely abducted from the garbage disposal area. And if the garbage was collected at 11 AM... Oh, I get it! Now I know what kind of truck it was. Indeed, it must have been the garbage truck. But the police officer who told us about it didn't describe it as such. He only mentioned the fact that it was blue.
Some cop he was. How did he not even notice it was one of those cool trash squishing machines?
Because it wasn't. Today isn't regular garbage day, it's the day they collect larger items. For which they wouldn't use a specialised garbage truck, just a regular truck like any other. But it was a garbage truck nonetheless. And where do garbage trucks go? Oh, to the dump, right?
Wait a second. So you're saying the kidnapper disguised themselves as a trash collector? Then the truck would probably have been fake too, right? Well, maybe it didn't go to the dump.
No, I'm reasonably sure the garbage truck was real.
Yeah? How'd you figure that?
Another look at the garbage disposal area should tell us. What tells us that the garbage truck must have been real?
Take that!
Wait. You're saying that there's something important there?
Yes, proof that the garbage truck was real. You don't agree?
Nope.
Fine. Don't point out that there's no garbage there, so the garbage has been taken away, so the garbage truck had to be real. Don't do that at all. It'll be the lock, won't it? Same fucking thing, whatever. The garbage disposal area is kept locked.
Oh yeah, so only a real garbage collector in a real garbage truck could have opened it.
Precisely. The garbage truck can't have been a fake. Perhaps whoever abducted Sean put him in a large cardboard box so they'd be prepared for the job. Now mix that in amongst all the other oversized items.
And the garbage collector would have taken it away, no questions asked.
Exactly. Allowing the kidnapper to await the truck's arrival at the garbage processing facility. They could then claim to have thrown the box away by mistake and collected it without incident.
Alright, so where do they take the garbage after it leaves here? Let's see, looks like we have two possibilities.
But which of the garbage processing facilities was Sean taken to? There it is. Have we found anything that might serve as a clue? Yes, we have. So based on the loud bang we heard on the phone call, we know that the kidnapper was somewhere in the vicinity of Sunshine Coliseum.
And one of the garbage facilities is right by there too.
I think it's likely that's where Sean was taken, which means the kidnapper must be holding him somewhere near there. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir? Could I ask you when you're meant to search the area around the garbage facility? Well, it's not like you to ask, sir. It was a little lack, if I'm being totally honest. Why don't you give me a good old-fashioned order, huh? Like you used to. You don't mind? Even though I'm not a prosecutor anymore? Well, I thought I told you already. A detective investigates for himself, not just for prosecutors. Thank you.
Mr. Edgeworth, we're almost out of time.
You're right, we need to hurry. I doubt Judge Gavel and the others can hold out much longer. I'm counting on you, Detective. There, I'm counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. I won't let you down, sir. It won't be an official search, but I'll put my best guys on it. You can count on that.
I'm coming too, Gummy. Promised I'd snatch Sean from the jaws of danger. That's what I'm going to do.
I'll head back to the courthouse. Who knows, I may be able to drag proceedings out just a little longer.
Alright, with me everybody, even in the depths of night.
It's already striking 2. There isn't a moment to lose. Yes, sir.
But I didn't finish. When no other bird dares to take flight.
Well, if it isn't our old friend ex-Prosecutor Edgeworth. Hello, dear boy. Excelsius winner.
The accused will turn and face the prosecution. I'm not done with you yet.
I already told you, Francesca. Doesn't make sense. Why would I help her? I feel for her, of course. A woman in her prime sent to prison is enough to make a grown man cry. But to suppress evidence in order to keep her out of a jail cell? No, that's preposterous.
But we have a statement from your own son. He says he entrusted the evidence to your care.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know what he's talking about. Or why he'd say such a thing. I don't know what's gotten into him lately. What if I could prove that you and Warden Lagarde are much more closely associated than you claim? I'm sorry. Prove? I think we've been over this, dear boy. You're an ex-prosecutor, remember? Ain't you even allowed in this part of the courtroom anymore?
Miles Edgeworth, I'm the one prosecuting this case. What are you thinking barging in like this?
I'm sorry, Francesca, but it's important. May I speak on behalf of the prosecution, just briefly?
What are you doing?
Judge Gavel, I come before the court with important new evidence. I ask that you allow me to present it. Have you lost your mind, dear boy? There's no way this can be allowed.
Objection!
Well, the defense hopes you'll let him, G. Just saying. What's the thinking over on the prosecution side there, Fandango?
Fine. The prosecution has no objections.
Objection!
Your objections are not here nor there. This isn't a democracy, it's a courtroom. And this is flagrant contempt. Isn't that right, Verity? No, as long as Sean's still missing, she'll feel she has no choice but to go along with whatever Winner wants. Only there was some way of telling her he might be found at any moment. Judge Gamble, I would ask you only this, that you trust in me and in my assistant just this once.
Speaking of which, where is Kay Faraday?
She's currently searching for the most important piece of evidence of all.
Objection!
Nonsense. There's no more evidence to be found. You're just stalling for time.
Objection!
The most important piece of evidence of all, eh? Hey, G. I don't know what this evidence is, but maybe we should trust in Miles' little pal. What do you say? I mean, I say little pal, but she's way more than that. She's the one and only great thief Yatagarasu. Seems Fender has sensed what I'm getting at least. Judge Gavel, the evidence I'm talking about, we're almost certain we know where it is. Kay is only moments away from snatching it from the jaws of danger.
Very well. This is highly irregular, but I will allow it.
You have my thanks. Have you all gone completely mad?
You said you had important new evidence. Evidence of what, exactly?
Just what I said. That Warden Lagarde and Chairman Winner are far better acquainted than he claims. Allow me to present it to you. What proves the link between Excelsius Winner and Fifi Lagarde? The report on night.
Take that!
This document is a report regarding the interrogation of a certain someone. Oh yeah? And who might that be? The late Mr. Bronco Knight. And the interrogation was to be carried out by none other than Warden Lagarde. Wait, is that the interrogation where... Yes, where Knight was killed. This document shows Warden Lagarde planning the interrogation in which Mr. Knight was murdered.
This is indeed important evidence.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, you referred to the document in question as a report. Would you care to elaborate? To whom this report addressed? To whom was this report addressed?
A very good question, Miss Von Karma. And the answer is the most important new revelation of all. We recovered this document from a safe in the storeroom on the 51st floor of the big building.
That's the storeroom where the lots for the underground auction were kept.
It is. An auction, if you recall, that was presided over by one Excelsius winner. And that is to whom the report in question was addressed. Do you still mean to insist that you and Warden Lagarde barely knew one another? I'll refrain from commenting on that matter for the moment if you don't mind. What? I don't believe it's been conclusively proven that I was the auctioneer yet, has it? Have you forgotten the events of this morning already? I think I proved that fact more than adequately. I'll admit defeat in that particular arena, yes, but that was not the courtroom. Can you prove the same thing here, my boy? That I was the ringleader, did you call it? If you can't, then, well, you certainly can't prove that the report was addressed to me. You won't wriggle your way out of this one. So unfair. Tell him, Verity, please. I'm not being slippery at all. I'm being entirely reasonable, wouldn't you say? Unlike you, when you permitted Mr. Edgeworth this bizarre interlude. That was most unlike you. It's saddeningly true, isn't it? It is, to see you failing in your sacred duty to the law. Almost saddening enough to make me want to take drastic measures.
You're right, of course. Until a fact has been adequately proven in the courtroom, it cannot truly be considered a fact. I'm afraid I have no choice but to ask that Mr. Edgeworth's theory be struck from the record.
No good. He has to know for certain that Sean is safe. I'm sorry, my boy, but what counts as truth out in the field and in the courtroom are two different things. And you're more than willing to bend the truth in the courtroom. Is that what you're saying? Yes. You're a scurrilous soul. I'll do no such thing. I'll simply accept the court's verdict as the truth. Should it choose to acquit me, as should you. We can't find that missing evidence, we're in trouble here. Well, Verity, I think we've heard about all we need to, don't you? There's no way that evidence is turning up, ever. A quick not guilty and we can all go home.
Objection!
Who said that? Dad?
Eustace? What are you doing here?
Mr. Winner, what is the meaning of this? And where have you been? You can't just abandon your duties like that. I'm sorry. You're unfit to be a prosecutor. You're a complete and utter disgrace.
Why, Eustace, why can you not get it into your head? This is no place for an incompetent fool like you.
Dad, I brought some vital evidence. So, can I please take my place at the prosecutor's bench? Please?
Well, Eustace, this is certainly a surprise.
Objection!
Eustace, my boy, what's gotten into you? There's something different about you. What's going on?
Dad,
Come on, my boy, spit it out. What is it? Do you want Daddy to play catch with you? That's it, isn't it? Alright, why don't you run along home and I'll be with you soon.
Get back on the stand right now!
What's going in you, child? You're shaking like a leaf.
Objection!
Judge Gavel. The prosecutor in charge has arrived along with important new evidence. This trial is far from over. Surely you can't call an end to proceedings just yet. No objections from team defense. Only wish we could have our original team captain say that herself, though.
The prosecution has no objections either.
You think this farce is going to continue? There's no chance of that. None at all. Isn't that right, Verity? He still thinks he was successful in his bid to kidnap Sean, but we know different. Sadly, as long as the boy remains missing, nothing changes. Judge Gavel's hands are still tied.
That sound.
That's her cell phone. Mine is also ringing. Oh, I'm getting a call too. Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Fender,
We found Sean!
we found Sean.
Detective, you did it! Most important piece of evidence of all, huh? That's some stellar work, you great thiefness.
Thanks. We just thought you should know right away. See you all soon.
Judge Gavel, it's for you.
Hello? Yes. Yes, I understand. I'm so glad you're safe. Be sure to thank everybody properly. You'll do that for me, won't you? Alright. Be careful. I'll see you back at home. The proceedings will continue. I feel a certain freedom returning to my hammer arm.
No. How? Is this some idiotic joke?
It is no such thing. The witness will return to the stand, and Mr. Winner will step up to the prosecutor's bench. Yes, ma'am. Eustace Winner. Yeah? I leave matters in your hands. Huh? Facing down your own father. This won't be easy. Be looking on with interest. Don't disappoint me. Very well. Is the prosecution ready to proceed? Mr. Winner, you mentioned some evidence that you wish to present to the court. Yeah, so, the knife and the chisel.
Whoa, you tracked down the missing murder majigs?
Well, Mr. Winner, did you? About that, No, couldn't find them. Searched everywhere, but I was too late.
Too late? How so?
Remembered something. Saw Dad in the garage this morning. He was carrying something wrapped in newspaper. Where are you going, Dad?
Oh, Eustace, I was, just on my way to throw out some trash.
And then I heard this tinking sound.
Tinkling, huh? Let me guess. The bell from Mr. Canis's chisel.
You mean to tell the court that you believe the witness disposed of the evidence? I tried my best, but I was too late. I'm sorry.
You said you looked everywhere. Everywhere where?
Literally everywhere. I even went to the dump. Got down on my hands and knees and dug through the garbage. Figured that stuff had to be in there somewhere.
Wait, that's Eustace?
Hey, what are you doing here? Rude. You totally ignored me.
So that's what he was doing, and he even went so far as to search the dump.
But all I found was this. And this is a little pungent for one thing.
Yeah, and you're a little on the ripe side yourself, kiddo. Can smell you from here.
What did you expect?
And the knife?
Probably somewhere in among all that trash. There was too much to go through on my own. Very well. The court will accept the item you have presented into evidence.
You really have outdone yourself, Eustace. You never fail to disappoint, dear boy. You dug through rotten garbage with your bare hands, and that's all you had to show for it. You drive me to tears. Really, you do.
Objection!
Might be a little too soon to turn on the waterworks just yet, Dad. Let's take a closer look first. If you wish to waste your time, be my guest. Hey, Eustace, Miles, do this devastatingly handsome old defense attorney a favor, will you? Hit this guy full in the face with the truth. Seems Fender's on board. Good. Then let's see if we can't find an opening. Mr. Winner, could you show me the piece of evidence you found?
Sure.
Let's open it up, shall we? We can only hope there's something of value inside. Could this be the bell that was on Mr. Canis's chisel? Perhaps there's some trace of evidence that can prove this in one way or another.
Oh good. Look at it. Spotless. Well, Mr. Winner?
Do tell. Was there anything interesting inside your little scrap of paper? Of course there wasn't. Why would there be? Why was it even accepted into evidence? It's literally a piece of trash. Sorry, gentlemen, but the truth hurts. Were Eustace's efforts for nothing? It's true the mill... There. Come on, there's only two of the frigging bell. It's true the bell may not be of much use to us as evidence. Nonetheless.
Come on, Edgeworth. You can't give up yet.
Calm and collected as ever, I see, Miles. Unlike my poor idiot son there.
Are we to assume that the prosecution has nothing more to say on the matter? Very well.
Objection!
Not so fast, Gavel. We're not done yet. There's one thing you still haven't looked at properly.
Really, my boy? You want us to believe there's more? Desperation is never a good look, you know. Seems Eustace isn't quite ready to give up just yet. And for once I think we're both thinking the same thing. Namely, that we might not necessarily be dealing with a useless piece of trash. We can't know for sure without looking more closely, but... if I'm right, we're talking about... I can't look at it otherwise and see it.
I'm talking about the piece of newspaper the bell was wrapped in.
Seems we really were thinking the same thing. It's beautiful. Really it is. Tear-jerkingly so. Some might call it heroic optimism. Some might call it clutching at straws. But whatever one calls it, to put all one's faith in a worthless piece of garbage, that takes belief. Let's take a closer look and see if it's as worthless as you say, shall we? Eustace, if you'd be so kind. These finger marks.
Look, it's covered in some sort of oil.
Judge Cavill, I'd like to have this examined for fingerprints. Could I request that you call on somebody from forensics?
Very well. Summon a technician right away.
I have the result, Your Honor. It's been confirmed that these are finger marks. Unfortunately, it looks like they were made by somebody wearing gloves.
No!
Oh dear. Well, that doesn't give you very much in the way of evidence, does it? But I suppose it makes sense if you think about it. After all, this was important evidence. And what kind of idiot would handle something like that without wearing gloves on? Oh, that's right. The kind that would fail about desperately like you, my boy. Well, way to talk to your kids, Super Dad. I'm merely calling a spade a spade. Or in this case, an idiot an idiot. Real winners know how to keep their emotions out of things. And take no pity on the weak and the foolish, including their own inefficient offspring. Ineffective offspring, even.
Dad,
You spent the last who knows how long proclaiming yourself to be a prize-winning prosecutor. But thanks to my little pep talk this morning, you finally know exactly how those prizes were won. It was all thanks to me, thanks to the power I willed. You never stood on your own 2 feet. You've always been coddled, first by me, then by Verity.
Dad,
Oh, dry your garbage-smelling tears.
garbage smelling.
Not that it's a stench that doesn't suit you. Even if it does make me turn up my nose in disgust.
Objection!
No, you're wrong.
I am a boy. Wrong about what?
I'm not the one that smells. You are.
What did you say?
Yeah, you smell. You don't even realize it. You couldn't hide it even if you wanted to. Edgeworth, take a sniff. Right there where the finger marks are.
You want me to smell it? Is that oil?
Yep, and I know where it comes from.
Wait, I know it from somewhere too. It smells of engine oil in here. I guess Winner Senior must be something of a motorhead.
That odor tells us something. Something important. It tells us exactly who threw this piece of evidence away. But I guess my dad's right. I guess I'll never be a real winner. Never be able to keep my emotions out of things. And I'll never be able to stand up to him no matter what he's done.
Eustace. Be strong, Eustace. Remember what you told me. You said you were going to be different from your father. A different kind of prosecutor. And you are a prosecutor. We both are. That's why we're standing here in this courtroom. A prosecutor's highest responsibility is to the truth, to see that it comes to light no matter what. We expose crimes, and we see that their perpetrators are punished, no matter who they may be. So if you truly mean to continue on as a prosecutor, you know what you have to do. I made you a promise. I said that if you could summon the courage to find your feet again, I'd help you. This isn't something you should have to do alone. I'm here. I'm right beside you.
Thanks, Edgeworth. You're right. Those finger marks tie my dad to this crime. We just need to show everybody how.
Take that!
And the smell you pointed out to me, Eustace. It's the smell of engine oil, isn't it? Motorcycle oil, even.
Yep. We both smelled it before in the same place.
Yes, in Chairman Winner's garage.
What's more, these finger marks feature some distinctive patterns, don't they?
Oh, that was Edgeworth. What's more, these finger marks... Yeah. The outlines of the letter D, E, A, T, and H are same letters that appear on the fingers of these gloves.
Objection!
Gloves that can be bought in any store. How does that prove anything, dear boy?
Objection!
Oh, indeed.
That's not the only thing that connects your gloves to the piece of newspaper we found.
Let's look again at the scrap of paper and the scrap of paper the bill was wrapped in. And compare it to the gloves we found in Chairman Winner's garage. There's a feature that undeniably collects the two.
Take that!
This right here connects the two pieces of evidence without a shadow of a doubt. It does. Are you sure, dear boy? Can't say I see that. For fuck's sake, it's the dirt, you... Fine, whatever. Beer fanatic piece of shit game. Can't say I see the connection myself. Well, luckily you don't need to see it.
Edgeworth, I can't see it either.
No, I picked the right fucking thing. You just didn't fucking say. You're annoying. Oh,
Is it?
the part of the A's missing. Is that what you're gonna say?
Take that!
Yes, okay. Fine. Look at the letter A on the finger. Half of it is missing, exactly as it is in the print on the newspaper. What? I would also like to draw the court's attention to the dirt the gloves are covered in. I just fucking... Fine. I think it might be worth having its composition compared to that of the dirt on the newspaper. A match would make for even stronger evidence that the print was made by Chairman Winner's gloves.
Officer, have the dirt on these two pieces of evidence compared right away.
Curse you, Edgeworth, and you, Eustace. Who do you think you are? You're nothing but mere prosecutors.
Sorry, Dad. I think it's time you admitted defeat. You suppressed vital evidence, and we just proved that in a court of law. And you did it to try and protect the defendant.
What? Do you think you're gonna be able to make that stick? You think they'll send me to prison? Me? You think you'll be the one to finally take me down? You're a fool, child. A fool.
Objection!
Just give it up, Dad. Admit what you did.
Objection!
You think you'll stand a chance without me around? You won't last 5 minutes.
You know what? Think I might be okay. All I ever wanted was to become a prosecutor, to make you proud. After your men kidnapped me, I was lying there in the dark all on my own. I got to thinking how powerless I was in all of this because of you. I almost gave up. I almost lost sight of the truth. And then... Edgeworth appeared out of nowhere and showed me a way forward. I don't need your approval anymore. I don't need you. After all, I found that evidence on my own, didn't I?
My men kidnapped you? What are you talking about?
Objection!
I guess the courtroom is as good a place as any to tell you the truth, Dad.
Be careful what you say to me, boy. You may live to regret it. You're a fool, Eustace, and you always will be.
No, you've hated me for as long as I can remember. But I want you to know that despite it all, I've always looked up to you as my dad. Thanks for everything, Excelsius. Goodbye.
You... When did you... You need me, dang it. You can't...
Well, thank you for automatically advancing that game, piece of crap.
You need me, dang it. You can't possibly survive without me. Eustace!
The court hereby accepts that vital evidence in this case was suppressed by Chairman Winner. That crime will be tried and an appropriate punishment decided at a future date. But for now we must turn to the matter of the knife and the chisel, which still have not been found. However, I believe a full search of the garbage facility may well remedy that. What? You gonna dig through all that trash for the knife, darling? But then...
Don't worry, Warden Lagarde. I'm sure your punishment won't be too unpleasant.
Oh, you devil! Punished? What? Impossible! Excelsius, you blithering buffoon! What did you do? What did you do? All you swear and bluster about how they'd never declare me guilty, and now this! You were the one I went to after they arrested me, but you made me believe I could trust you! Not only did you kidnap a child to try and help me, it didn't even work, idiot! You feckless, useless idiot of a man!
An unsightly outburst, to say the least, but an informative one too. Wouldn't you agree, Eustace?
Yeah, she really let some juicy info slip there, right? She did, right?
Yes, she did. You really need to work on your confidence.
Very well. Then it seems we may be able to bring these proceedings to an end at last.
Knuckle back!
What?
Who's that?
Sorry, Judge Gavel. Your happy ending will have to wait. Li Zhang says, the end of the trial is not necessarily the end of the matter.
Who are you?
Just a lowly lone wolf investigator by the name of Shilong Lang.
And you have some objection to these proceedings, I take it?
Not really. Your suspect over there is guilty for sure. Guiltier than you know.
Lang? Like the Lang from 12 years ago?
Yep. Good to see that you're finally about to pay for your crimes. Even if it did take a while for you to get what was coming to you. Agent Lang, explain yourself. Are you familiar with the SS5 incident? I certainly am. It happened 12 years back. Wait, 12 years? Look, a lot happened, okay? And this was all 12 years ago or more. My father and the president being friends, our family being the ones who kept him safe. He just changed one day. It was like he became a different person. Now he doesn't trust the police one bit. I wonder what happened 12 years ago. Could this all be connected to Agent Lang's father and his relationship with the president somehow? Leafy Lagarde and Excelsius Winner. In the flesh. I've waited a long time for this day. After all, you're the ones who threw my family name into the dirt.
Are we to assume that you have some personal connection to the incident in question?
I do, but I'm not here to talk about the past. Not yet, anyhow. Right now, I'm here for you, Gabble.
Me?
You and one other person.
Sean.
You're both under arrest. On suspicion of having conspired to murder Dai Jun Wang, president of Jiangfa. Where is your evidence, Agent Lang? All in good time, Mr. Prosecutor. We haven't even started our investigation yet. I want my suspects on the scene with me while I look everything over again. What have you uncovered, Agent Lang? I need to know. If you've got a problem, you're more than welcome to tag along. Oh, believe me, I will. The end of the trial is not necessarily the end of the matter. We certainly haven't come anywhere close to solving the mystery of the president's murder, or uncovering the truth behind these so-called monster sightings. Oh, don't worry. I'm counting on you at least trying to track me down. That'll be half the fun. Not that I rate your chances of bringing me to justice particularly highly. Or figuring out who that was on the phone. Yes, I'd say the matter is far from over yet. This might be longer than it looks. Could you maybe calm down a little?
Calm down? No way, Jose. Not until y'all come clean. It's all for your own good, dang it. Our intrepid reporters refuse to give up, even in the face of repeated stonewalling from the crew.
Look, you ladies need to stop harassing these people, or I'll have to ask you to...
You cops sure got on the nerves. Y'all are the ones who let Tyrannosaurus run wild. Hoping to hide the fact that they bred this menace themselves, the staff cling desperately to their story. Look, we're really not breeding anything. This is a movie set. Says the gal who told me she done seen Gordy with her own danged eyes. I'm sure I saw something, but that doesn't mean we're keeping monsters here.
Alright, break it up.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
And Sean.
Y'all on the trail of this here monster infestation too, huh?
No, we're on the trail of a criminal. Liu Zhang, Lang Zi says.
Keep
saying Zi Lang, don't I? Lang Zi. The darkness of a criminal's heart can sometimes be compared to a monster. That is to say, a killer is no different from a monster, really.
Agent Lang, this is highly irregular, sir. You can't allow members of the public onto the crime scene.
These people are important witnesses. I need them to be here. Well, Agent Lang, here we are. Where do you intend to begin? Let's start by summing up the facts. President Wang's body was discovered here this morning. He hadn't been seen since the night before last. Yes, he slipped off without his bodyguards noticing, if I remember correctly. So it was missing for over a day. And the last person to see him alive was you, Judge Gavel, on the roof of the big building. Why did the two of you arrange to meet?
I'm sorry, but I can't say.
Not even to defend yourself from an accusation of murder?
Why? Why can't you just tell us? Please, Judge Gavel, we're trying to help you.
She can't say because she'll only incriminate herself more. We know you had something to do with the president's murder, and I'm going to prove it.
Objection!
You said yourself that the body was only found this morning. How do you explain the time that passed between Judge Gavel's meeting with the president and then? That's exactly what I'm hoping we're about to find out. I'm particularly interested in what happened last night. So why don't you tell us exactly how it all went down? Sean Fenn.
Me?
We know you were here on the set last night.
You were, Sean?
We have testimony from the woman over there, and forensic evidence from the footprints that proves it.
You came back to run your lines, right? What? You were spying on me? I'm sorry, I was just making sure you were okay. It was late. I was worried about you. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't need you to worry about me. Sean, that's no way to talk to an adult. I was trying to look out for you. Apologize this instant. Sorry. I told you before, I won't have you speaking to people that way. Wow, this is a whole new Judge Gavel.
It seems she's just as strict with her son as she is with those who break the law.
Are you listening to me? If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. You must... And I want you to remember that, alright?
Can we get on with the investigation now?
Oh, of course. Forgive me.
I don't think I've ever seen her so passionate about anything. I guess Judge Gavel, the mother, will take a little getting used to. Are we to understand that you're accusing Sean of being involved somehow, Agent Lang? I just want the truth. I need to know why the president was killed. And by who. And I don't care what it takes. I'm going to find out. I guess it makes sense for him to be so determined. The president was practically family to him. Alright, Sean, perhaps you could tell us what happened last night.
Fine by me. I've got nothing to hide. Had a bad day yesterday. I messed up a couple of takes. We were scheduled to shoot the same scene again today, so I thought I'd put in some extra practice, and that's what I did. It's that simple. Not like I haven't done it before. It was fine. Nothing happened. You've been rehearsing late at night again. But when I called you yesterday evening, Sean, you said you were at the hotel.
You called him? Around what time?
It must have been 11 PM or thereabouts. It's one of our rules. When Sean stays away from home, we have to speak every night. Yeah, well, I wasn't at the hotel. I was here on set. So, you lied to me. Sorry. Ooh, now she's mad. I think it's kind of amazing how hard he wants to work on his acting, though.
Nonetheless, a parent can't help but worry. A child alone late at night, anything could happen to him. And indeed it did. He got himself entangled in this case.
But he said nothing happened, right?
He did. Although I can't help but wonder if he was telling the truth.
Hold it!
A bad day? Could you elaborate a little?
What? I have to spell it out for you? It was just bad, okay? Why do you think? Did he drink too much milk, maybe? How do you... I mean, no, nothing like that.
Though it might be more accurate to say that his stomach had a bad day.
I thought milk was supposed to be good for your digestion. Shut up! We're done talking about that. Point is, I messed up those takes.
Hold it!
So you wanted to rehearse your lines in preparation for the reshoots?
Yeah, caused enough trouble for everybody messing things up the first time round. Wasn't about to do that again. I'm a pro.
One can only admire his dedication and his sense of responsibility to his co-workers.
Sean takes his work so seriously. He's a real inspiration to everybody. Even the takes he said he messed up, it wasn't like there was actually a problem. He just wanted to make them as good as they could be. He always says that even a tiny bit better is... Shut up! Why do you always have to say stuff people don't need to hear? What? Sorry, Sean.
You could maybe work on his people skills a little more.
Anyway, as I was saying...
Hold it!
Sean, about what you just said.
How many times have I made you promise? If you're going to rehearse on your own, you have to tell me. I know.
Oh, that's rather stole my thunder. Let me ask again about what you just said.
I think it's pretty cool though, Sean.
More interruptions?
It's all the hours of practice that make you the best you can be, little by little by little. I'm the same. I went from small-time thief to average thief, and before I knew it, greatness beckoned. But now that I've finally made it, I'm not about to stop doing my best, and neither should you.
May I continue? Now, Sean, you often rehearse alone. Finally, I got my question out without being interrupted.
Hold it!
Are you sure about that?
What do you mean? Of course I'm sure. It was just a regular evening, nothing out of the ordinary. Huh? Regular evening? How can you say that? Somebody was...
Okay, he's just a child. You mustn't be too hard on him. Nothing happened, really.
Nothing to do with the case anyway. At least that's what it sounds like he wants us to believe. But wait, don't we have some evidence related to what happened last night?
We do. We also don't have time to be humouring the eyes of a child. Let's use what we have to point out the contradiction in his testimony.
Ugh.
Objection!
Nothing happened. I'm sorry, but you're lying. This proves it beyond a doubt.
Wait, that's... How did you...
That's right. Your rehearsal tape. What? You have video footage from last night? We do, and if you watch it, you'll see that it was no ordinary evening. There's a footprint there already. There is, and I'm not sure that's an everyday sight, even on a film set.
Sean, why would you keep this from me?
No reason.
Knuckle back!
Liar. That stuff might work on your mummy, kid, but it's not going to work on me. Why did you hide the tape?
Sean, you have to tell us.
You.
Look, I just didn't want anybody to see me rehearsing, okay? I don't like it.
So you were embarrassed, is that it?
Yeah. What's so weird about that?
Knuckle back!
That's why you didn't hand over vital evidence.
Sean, how could you? Oh, give me a break. You know about it now, don't you? Sure, the footprint was there. I just ran my lines and went home. That was it. What? Nothing about the giant monster footprint struck you as weird? It's a giant monster footprint. On the set of a giant monster movie. Not like there isn't all kinds of other weird stuff around here. Went by for a second, Chief. There's something kinky about this kid. Sure as I'm standing right here. Hey, Skippy there he is. He's hiding a scoop under them there horns there. Well, my name ain't Lotta Hard. Shut up, both of you. I'm done talking.
Objection!
No, you're not.
What?
The footprint isn't the only strange thing about last night. What other unusual occurrence happened yesterday evening?
Take that!
The model of the Tyrannosaurus head fell from the roof of that trailer last night. Did you expect us to believe that you knew nothing about that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that so?
Told you, I ran my lines, I went home, that was it. What do I know about some stupid fallen head? Why are you saying you can prove I know something?
Sadly not. It's entirely possible that the head fell after Sean left.
No proof, huh? And this conversation is over.
Something tells me he doesn't want to talk about last night any more than is absolutely necessary. What is he hiding?
Knock 'em back!
Hold it right there. What is it, Agent Lang? So it's just as I thought. Thanks, Mr. Prosecutor. This footage of yours backs up my theory nicely.
What? There was something else on that tape?
Yep, look closely. See the costume up in the top left?
Oh yeah, the Tyrannosaurus suit.
Something's different. Do you see it?
I'm not sure. He's just kind of hanging out and looking a little saggy. Oh, and the zipper on his back is done up tight.
The zipper. That's... Yeah, I guess you all see it now, right? On the tape, the zipper is wide open. Why? Because somebody's inside the suit, that's why.
What?
Mr. Powers, that zipper, what can you tell us all about it?
Oh, we always close it up tight when the suit isn't in use.
That's right, Mr. Prosecutor. And do you remember something else I said not so long ago? Let me refresh your memory. What if your friend Gavel pushed the president off of the big building the night before last, and then came down here to the movie set and hid the body somewhere? Yeah, but where? There's all kinds of stuff down here. Costumes, equipment, you could hide it anywhere. And then come back a day later, last night in other words, and take it out again. You're saying the body could have been hidden in the Tyrannosaurus suit? That's exactly what I'm saying. Isn't that right, Gavel? You pushed the president off the roof, just like I said. Then you hid his body inside that costume.
I most certainly did not.
Knock 'em back!
Protest all you like. I'm not going to believe you. You're the only person who could have done this.
Objection!
I thought we already proved that would have been impossible. The movie set was locked at the time. There's no way Judge Gavel would have been able to get in here.
Knock 'em back!
What if she had an accomplice? What? I've got a little theory for you. I think you're going to like it. signature of the day before. There's someone in the suit, so it can't have been done, but whatever. Sure, let's go the long way round. What if Sean was waiting down here when Gambit pushed the president off of the roof? And if the two of them were working together, the problem of the lock goes away. Then they work to hide the body together too, by dragging it over to the Jerusalem suit and stuffing it inside. You think the murder was really that carefully planned? It was the assassination of a world leader. It could only have been carefully planned.
Overruled.
To suggest that Sean could have been involved in this is... it's unthinkable.
Knuckle fast.
You're my prime suspect. What makes you think I'm going to listen to a word you say? But what about motive? What reason would either of them have to kill President Wang? Who knows, but we'll find out soon enough. She was the last one to meet with him, and she won't tell us why. Pretty darn suspicious. Even you have to agree with that. Judge Cavill, I don't suppose I can convince you to share any more details.
My apologies. This is the one thing I cannot do. However, rest assured, should that ever change, you will be the first to know. So please, you...
Have to believe me. Yeah, murderers have a habit of saying that. What about you, kid? Any weak excuses to offer? If so, now's the time to get them off your chest.
Heh, I got nothing to say to you. I'm innocent.
Both as tight-lipped as each other, huh? But let me guess, you're still going to try and stick up for them. It's true, Judge Gamble's actions certainly make her seem suspicious. But nothing she has told us amounts to a motive for murder, or even the suggestion of one. No, like I said, I'm leaving motive aside for now. For the moment, I'm focusing on means and opportunity. And for my money, these two had to be working together for the little plot to succeed.
Hold it.
You're seriously suggesting that a child could have been an accomplice in this murder?
Look at him, he's still in elementary school. No way a kid that young would be involved in something like this. I think I mentioned that he's in junior high, right?
Knuckle fast.
Then she says. Pity no wolf, be calm or grizzled elder. It doesn't matter how young he is. If he's guilty, and he'll be treated as such.
Wow, wolf cubs have it hard, huh?
I'm surprised at you, Mr. Prosecutor. You're saying he deserves mercy just because of his age. Of course not. I'm saying there's no way he did this, and I'm going to prove it to you. Yeah, I look forward to it. But be warned, I'm only just getting warmed up.
Hold it.
Goes away how, exactly? Yeah, I thought you might try this, but you and I both know exactly how. Let me make it nice and simple for you. First, she pushes the president off of the roof.
Pushes, okay.
Then the kid opens the combination lock because he knows the code.
Yep, kid opens, code. Nose lock, gotcha.
Okay, the other way around. And that's it. It's that simple. No more lock to worry about. No more objections about her not being able to get in because she doesn't know the code. That would explain away the problem of the lock, it's true. Thank you for your clear and incisive explanation, Agent Lang. Please continue. I will, and hopefully this next part will shut you up for good.
Hold it.
But if the two of them were working together, why would they need to hide the body for a full day?
Knuckle fast.
Well, look at the situation right in front of you. Thanks to that little ruse, we're still puzzling over what they were up to even now. But if you'll let me speak, I can clear up this whole mess once and for all. Ready? Good. So like I was saying, they worked together to hide the body.
Hold it!
The video footage doesn't show the inside of the suit. You can't say for certain that there was a body in there at the time, can you? Maybe not. But we can take a look right now. Let's open it up and see what's inside. I'd put money on us finding proof that it was there. Do you mind if we examine the suit, Mr. Powers?
Oh, not at all. It might be a little ripe though. It gets pretty sweaty in there.
Huh? It's filthy.
Yeah, that's weird. I always clean it out pretty good. If you don't, it can get kind of moldy.
Knock 'em back!
In other words, what we're looking at is proof that somebody other than you used the costume. That dirt in there must have come from the body.
Guess the president was lying right in the middle of that footprint. Probably would have gotten pretty dirty.
Exactly. Well, everybody happy? The inside of the suit is covered with dirt. It must be from when the body was hidden there.
Hold it!
If the dirt is from when the body was hidden inside the suit, we're assuming that it came directly from the body, correct? What are you even talking about? Of course we are. Where else would it have come from?
Really is pretty filthy in there, huh? The dirt got everywhere. Especially around the part where the chest would have been.
The chest. I think that might be an important clue.
Theory hangs together pretty well, I have to say.
It's certainly the case that there could have... Blech. It's certainly the case that they could have carried out the murder if they were working together. I don't think we stand to gain much by disputing that.
So what do we do instead?
We listen carefully to his testimony once more and see if we can tease out anything of value.
Gonna go with yellow.
Objection!
So our assumption is that the inside of the suit is dirty because the dirt came from the body. Would it be safe to say that's the case? Why? Is there a problem? The part of the suit directly in front of the opening is particularly dirty.
Yeah, it really is.
But look at the victim. The area of his body that would have been in contact with that part of the suit isn't dirty at all. If the victim had been crammed in there as you suggest, his chest would surely be covered in dirt. Yeah. Fine. So what's your explanation? How did all that dirt get inside there? Based on the videotape, there may well have been somebody in the suit at the time. So who was it if it wasn't the president?
Come on, Kay, think. Where was it?
Is something the matter, Kay?
I've seen dirt like that somewhere else. I'm sure of it. Can't think of where. Dirt with weird little grey bits in it.
Grey bits. He's right. There is something mixed in there.
We stuck to something else we looked at. Lots of it.
Stuck to something we looked at. An item of evidence, maybe. Probably worth checking. Does one of the items we found have a similar kind of dirt stuck to it? Okay, it's the gloves, but...
Take that!
I wasn't expecting that. As Kay pointed out, the dirt in the suit contains small flecks of something grey. And? We discovered similar flecks stuck to an item belonging to somebody we recently had dealings with. The item in question being these gloves. You're right, the dirt does look similar. But so what? What are you saying this stuff is? What exactly are these grey flecks of yours? I believe the grey flecks are concrete. Surely they're flecks of concrete.
Oh, like all the little broken up bits around the footprints, you mean?
Exactly. And who did the gloves on which we found similar dirt and grey flecks belong to?
Chairman Winner. We found them in his garage.
That's right. We visited the garage at his home earlier today.
And we found a pair of mechanics' gloves covered in dirt.
And if I recall correctly, a sledgehammer and a shovel too. Why would a pair of mechanics' gloves be covered in dirt? I'll tell you why. Because somebody wore them, and while they used that hammer and shovel, they smashed through the concrete to the dirt below, staining the gloves with both substances.
Wait, so you're saying...
Yes, and we finally know what these footprints really are. It seems highly likely that they were dug by Chairman Winner. Highly likely. Pah. If that's so, then tell me this. Why the heck did he make them? What purpose could they possibly serve? Why indeed? Why indeed? I imagine he must have been... burying something. I think he must have been burying something.
Oh, I smell treasure. Really, it's not burying something. Okay, fine. So what is it? What did he bury?
There's only one way to find out. Dig it up and see. You think the cops didn't check already? There was nothing buried under these footprints. Seems I was mistaken.
Okay.
In which case he must have been digging something up. I imagine events unfolded somewhat like this. There was something on this lot that he needed to unearth. In order to do so, he cut the chain on the side entrance and gained access from there. He then used the sledgehammer and the shovel to dig the 3 footprints. When he found what he was looking for, he bagged it up and filled in all the holes.
But then Shaw must have showed up, right?
I think he did, yes. Chairman Winner would have had to find a hiding place, and the Tyrannosaurus suit provided just that. Yeah. You got all that from a pair of dirty gloves. It's good, but it's all just speculation. You don't have any proof that he was inside that suit. He could have dug those holes and gotten out of here before the kid even showed up. But he didn't, and there's proof of that right there in the footage. It shows that Chairman Winner was still present when this recording was made. What? It's a shame that Agent Lang didn't notice it himself. But if we compare the situation as we see it now, and the situation as it appears on Sean's rehearsal tape, and compare that in turn to what we saw in Chairman Winner's garage, it soon becomes clear that the chairman was present. What part of the image shows us that Chairman Winner was still here?
Take that!
Look at the bag next to the Tyrannosaurus suit. We saw the same bag in Chairman Winner's garage. The same bag, the dirt on the gloves. This has to indicate a connection, surely. I think that pretty much seals it. It was Excelsius Winner in the suit. And if he was in there, the president's body couldn't have been. Good. Seems I've convinced Agent Lang of the flaws in his theory.
Somebody go get to Chairman Winner's house right away. We need to know what's in that bag.
Yes, sir.
You done lost your minds. I can't believe what I'm hearing here. What is this hog's will?
This is all we need.
Then right there's Tyrannosaurus footprints, dang it. Ain't no holes dug by no old guy.
I think I've demonstrated more than adequately that that's exactly what they are.
Don't matter to me none what you just did. I don't believe it, and that's that. I done told y'all, I seen that big bad bull with my own 2 eyes.
The giant eye peering in the window. I thought we'd gotten past that nonsense.
We ain't about to let that go. What kind of journalists would we be if we did, huh?
Responsible ones. But I guess that's the whole problem.
Wait, ain't like it was just about the footprints no how. You were seen fraternizing with one of them there monsters, ain't that correct, young man? By the young lady over there, if I'm not much mistaken.
We're never going to get anywhere with these two around.
Maybe if we can prove to them that wasn't a monster either, they might finally drop it. What do you think, Mr. Redruth? Any bright ideas?
Prove that it wasn't a monster. Fine, I don't suppose there's much else for it. Let's see what we can do.
What y'all two whispering about? Y'all hiding something, ain't ya? Admit it. Quick, Tabby, roll tape.
Hold it!
Could I politely ask that you both calm down? The monster the boy was seen talking to, we know what it was now.
Huh?
That's right. Sean's rehearsal tape finally cleared up that particular mystery.
It did?
The point at which Miss Nichols thought she saw Sean with Gordy. That would have been right when he was making his rehearsal tape. I think she mistook a certain object for the legendary creature of the lake. Your so-called monster is right here in this picture.
I don't see no Gordy. There ain't nothing but a dumb snapshot. You're talking to a pro here. Can't fool me with no trick photography.
What was Miss Nicholas Gordy, really?
Take that!
That's right, it was a camera crane. That is what Miss Nicholas saw, not Gordy.
What?
Sean's rehearsal tape was shot from a noticeably elevated viewpoint. A viewpoint that would only have been possible if the camera in question was attached to a crane.
Oh, how the heck would she make a mistake like that, huh?
Objection!
Oh indeed. Miss Nicholas,
Yes?
you told us that you think you might need new glasses, didn't you?
Yeah, my eyesight got way worse all of a sudden.
And I imagine that when you thought you saw Gordy, he was quite heavily shrouded in darkness.
That's right. I only really saw a silhouette. But you done told us. Skin like an enormous worm, you said. Y'all about to try and tell us your precious crane up and grew skin somehow? Ain't even no flesh on them there male bones, let alone skin.
You're entirely correct, of course, about the crane, as it was in this particular picture anyway. But it did have a skin of sort last night.
I knew you were scoop hating. I knew you were a scoop hater, but this is plumb crazy. You want Tabby and me to starve, is that it?
That wasn't my intent at all. But I do think it's finally bad, but I do think it's time I finally put them both out of their misery. Gordy's skin is right here in front of us. It wasn't skin at all, it was this.
Take that!
Miss Nicholas told us that it seemed likely to rain last night. That never happened in the end, but I think Sean may have covered the crane with rainproof sheeting nonetheless. And that, my intrepid young reporters, is what Miss Nicholas mistook for Gordy's skin.
What? Oh, heck.
Well, Sean, am I mistaken?
You see everything, don't you? Gotta say you're pretty amazing.
I'm sorry, Miss Hart, but Miss Nicholas's monster was no such thing. It was simply a trick of the light.
Just like that, the train dies again. Chief. I think that may have finally shut them up. I thought the kid was holding out on us. But it seems I could have maybe been a little wrong. Maybe.
Alright, we know what the so-called monster was now. Everybody happy?
Everybody except these two.
Agent Lang! The President's autopsy report is out, sir. It is. Let me see it. Death was due to full body contusions and bone breakages caused by extreme pressure from above. So we have a cause of death. He was crushed. Just as we thought. Test results still haven't come back from the yellow substance found on his chest. But they did find gunshot residue on his right hand.
Gunshot residue? Guess he was, kid at heart, huh?
Gunshot residue, Kay. It's a substance left behind when a firearm is discharged. Its presence indicates that the President may have used a gun.
Really? But we didn't find a gun anywhere, did we?
Indeed not, which makes the residue something of a riddle. We'll need to read that report carefully. Well, Agent Lang, that clears one thing up at least. The President didn't die from a fall, which means he wasn't pushed from the roof of the big building. He was crushed by the falling Tyrannosaurus head, just as we said he was. I guess I have to accept that now. Fine, you were right.
Amazing. So does that mean Judge Gambit isn't a suspect anymore either?
Surely it must. Both the cause and the time of death rule her out. Does rule in Sean, though. She met with the President the night before last. The autopsy report puts the time of death at around 11 PM last night. And we know that the Tyrannosaurus head fell around then too. The facts all line up perfectly.
Phew, what a relief.
Sorry, it might be a little too soon to celebrate. What? Sure, I think we can accept that the falling head must have been what killed the President. But that begs the question of what could have caused it to fall. Or who. We know it happened late last night, so we have to think about who was here at that time.
What are you getting at exactly? You can't mean...
I'm afraid I do. You did it, didn't you? Sean. The kid's hiding something. He was right here last night, right where the body was found. He saw the footprints. And yet he wants us to believe he knew nothing about what happened. That's a big ask, surely. We haven't yet established if the footprints had anything to do with the murder. So even if he did see them, that doesn't mean he was involved. Maybe not, but his face tells me different. as does the fact he's shaken like a leaf. Does seem like Agent Lang might be onto something, but I don't think Sean's going to talk. Fine, keep your mouth shut, kid. I have a better idea. Why don't we let your tape do the talking? What exactly are you planning, Agent Lang? The police have some pretty sophisticated image analysis tools these days.
You would go to such extreme lengths to see my son convicted.
Not ideal, but if the boy won't talk, we don't have any other way of getting to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, you have access to exactly such a device, do you not?
Sure do. It'll be.
Good. And that should make this nice and quick.
Mr. Edgeworth, might I request that it be you who carries out the analysis in question?
Why me?
I fear that Agent Lang might be inclined to believe the worst.
Image analysis isn't exactly my speciality, but alright. Are there new clues to be discovered somewhere in the image data, I wonder? What the?
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let me see. Eh?
What is it? What's the matter? Show me.
Mr. Edgeworth, the court asks that you share your findings.
Zoom in on the top right part of the image and look closely. There's a person there. It's... the President!
Oh my... What? You're kidding, right?
Well, I'd say that's pretty decisive, wouldn't you? This doesn't look good for Sean at all.
Wait, this doesn't prove anything. I didn't know he was there.
I don't believe you. And the image does in fact prove something very important. That you and the President were here at the scene of the crime together. Admit it, kid. You murdered President Wang.
No, that's ridiculous. Why? Why would he... Sean, you didn't. You can't have. Can you? What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to push back against footage like that.
Surely even you can't deny how this... No, surely even you can't deny that this looks pretty bad for the kid, Mr. Prosecutor. He claimed he knew nothing about what happened, but the President is right there with him. Sean, what are you not telling us? We have to know.
He's right, Sean. Be honest now. It's the only way. The truth is... it was all my fault. Sean, what did you do? It was my fault that the Tyrannosaurus head fell off the trailer. I went up on the roof of the trailer to prep the kit I was using, and I turned on the heater while I was there. I must have left it burning when I came back down to run my lines. Then my mum called and I left the set to go and talk to her. When I came back after the call, the Tyrannosaurus head had fallen from the roof and the President was just there lying next to it. No.
We did find evidence of a fire having broken out up on the roof.
It was just a tiny one, so I put it out myself. So, We're saying the president died because of Sean.
If we did, then that would make this whole thing just an accident.
What did you do with the head after you found it on the ground?
We took it apart, carried the pieces up to the roof, put it back together again.
You're saying you put out the fire and moved the head back to where it fell from. In other words, you tried to cover your tracks. You're a real piece of work, kid.
Not like I did any of this on purpose. I really did just forget to turn the heater off.
Yes, and when the fire had burned through the legs, the table would have collapsed and the head...
It had fallen down onto the ground below. You're right. The fire caused the head to fall.
Indeed, and I also happen to have an idea about how the fire may have started. Those cans of paint thinner by the heater are pretty flammable. Not a great place to keep them. And you swear it was an accident? Seems a little convenient. What was the president even doing here in the first place?
How the heck am I supposed to know? Didn't see anybody, I swear.
Still don't believe you. Why would President Wang come to a place like this in the middle of the night? Reasons for coming here are something of a mystery, it's true. He met Judge Gavel up on the roof 2 nights ago. But he was also here on the moon, you said last night. Did he come to meet Sean? I think we'll need to go over the boy's statement very carefully indeed.
You know what? I know I have one more investigation phase to go. Can I just kind of check exactly how much more I need to go? Roughly. Give me free. My testimonies. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Stop about here for now. I can get one more part out, because if I keep going, I'm gonna freaking lose it. Because God, I am doing a lot of fucking voices in this, and it is a pain to switch between them all. Loaded with people. So, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop here for today. Gonna try and make it so the chat doesn't fucking flick back and forth. And that will be all for now, and we shall finish this tomorrow. For now,